Pennywise is 100% coming to Dead by Daylight, or Dead by Daylight has just rage baited a lot of people. Kings and queens, welcome back to the second channel. Hope you guys are all doing good, having a fantastic day. If anybody's coming to Montreal, let me know. I literally am making merch right after this video for first come first serve. Come to my Discord if you want to like reserve one, and I'll keep one for you. I'll even make it your size. Just let me know. Join my Discord. Anyways, let's talk about Pennywise coming to Dead by Daylight. So in previous videos, I said that I don't necessarily think Jason is going to be the only big reveal that we're going to be getting. And obviously this came up before everything with the big Montreal event and live stream. So there has to be some big announcements in that. In my other video, I think I talked about a little bit of everything. I talked about Pennywise, I talked about Slenderman, I talked about Scary Movie. And then we had a big announcement that was happening at Summer's Games Fest, and the announcement was just an announcement to say, hey, we're going to be streaming. You know, here's our announcement that we're going to be announcing something. And it was basically saying, come on over to our stream. However, when we broke this down live, and as more people watched this and made the connections, they quickly realized that there is a lot of different things that kind of insinuate Pennywise as a teaser. If you look at this, there's so many small details, from when the wheel is spinning and there's a red balloon that is landing on, all the balloons going up into the air, which symbolizes a little bit of the old school Pennywise. You know, we had Dwight, who was once again just bleh in a trailer, and a balloon was right in front of his face, similar to the way Pennywise does it. And then even the voice, people on Twitter have pointed out that this could potentially be like a line that Pennywise has said, saying, how old are you now? Now, in Dead by Daylight's only defense, right, without the whole, well, it's tough to defend it, but in their only defense, they could basically say this is more so for our birthday party, and that's why it's all the balloons, and you know, clowns are associated with birthdays. That's why you saw like a clown going around, and that's pretty much it. I gotta say, first of all though, the production value was insane with the Jason stuff, and this, they have really knocked it out the park, so well done to them. So that leaves us with two options, essentially. Either we are going to get Pennywise, and this is our early teasers that we're pretty much seeing of it, or we're not getting it, and you have just rage baited pretty much everybody. We've said it so many times with some other chapters with, like, you only can wiggle something in front of someone's face for so long, right? That singer, we had the chain, and then that wasn't necessarily Pinhead at the time. Pinhead eventually came into the game. Similar with kind of a little bit of the Slenderman stuff. A lot of people were upset. There was a whole back and forth going on between Team Jason, Team Slenderman, and the reason being is that we saw so much static. We saw the Lost Woods footage, right? And it just pretty much made people disappointed and not care as much about a specific chapter because the thing that you really wanted didn't come into the fog. So what we know is the Grimoire Killer is going to be coming out. Jason's obviously going to be coming out in a few weeks. I don't think it's next week. I think it's the week after, or maybe it is next week. I don't know. And essentially, we know the Grimoire Killer is going to be coming out at some point. Maybe it's going to be right after this chapter, and the chapter after that would be Pennywise or some big license. We'll probably get a good roadmap to show us everything that's going to be happening. That being said, I think they're going to be making a big announcement saying, hey, like, this is going to be our next chapter, similar to what they've done with FNAF. And it should be Pennywise, which is insane to even think about if they managed to get Jason and Pennywise in the same year for their 10th year, which is a huge accomplishment and milestone. But to me, it just makes a lot of sense for it to happen. Look, I know we've been down this rabbit hole. We've talked about pretty much everything. I'm not going to say this is 100% confirmed to be Pennywise, but you can only insinuate so much before the community looks at you and they're like, okay, we just need to stop doing this. With all the 13s, for example, if that wasn't necessarily Jason, people would have lost their minds, more so than people being upset with the Slenderman stuff. I still don't know what all that static means, by the way, but Dwight just standing there or with the balloon in his face, like the pieces just connect so well, and behavior either did this on purpose for marketing, right? Especially scenes like that, or landing on a red balloon or showing a clown inflatable, or it's just very, very, very good foreshadowing and kind of like connect the dots here, right? And maybe it is just one of those things where they are rage baiting us, but I think personally it will just backfire so badly on them. Like, even if we get fantastic announcements that something else is going to come out, there will be a conversation that's had where people are like, what's going on? The thing is, does Dead by Daylight care about this? Do they care because they know their chapters are going to sell regardless? You know, do they know that this is going to cause a lot of hype and people are going to talk about it, so they do these things on purpose? I don't necessarily know. Do I think it's a smart thing to do? No, it's a little not clickbaity, because I've always said we kind of put everything together, but when it's so kind of blatant and in your face and it's like you have to kind of connect these dots, it feels that like it just makes sense. Again, the example with every single tease that we had being 13, right? The pinhead stuff, when we actually had pins that were inside of different objects around the map. Those kind of things, in my opinion, you just can't bait and switch and then say it's something else, even though it's highly insinuated and it's not confirmed. And I think this trailer that we've just seen is very much so insinuating Pennywise joining the fog. Now, it's just complicated, and I don't want to believe it and just be, you know, like the blind leading the blind, saying we are 100% going to be getting Pennywise like it's a slam dunk, and then that doesn't happen. We kind of did that a little bit with Slenderman, but I don't know. I really don't know. It is very, very confusing. Polly and I had this conversation, and while I saw him at Comic-Con, that was really fun. We saw him over the weekend, so I'll see him again next week, which will be really cool. But we kind of had that same conversation that I'm talking about now, where you can only dangle a red balloon or any balloon in front of someone's face for so long before you're like, well, this has to be Pennywise. But I don't know. To me, it's like, you know, the balloon by itself floating up into the sky could be nothing, right? The clown inflatable could be nothing. Landing on the red dial could be nothing. The white with a balloon in front of his face could be nothing. But when you stack all of these things together, it just becomes so hard to ignore. So this is kind of like almost even a plea that it better be Pennywise. It better be Pennywise, which I think would be monumental for the game, you know, to have such big licenses come out. But if it's not, and it's just clever marketing, I don't know how clever that cleverness is going to be. I think it can bite them in the ass really quickly, you know. But I am super curious, what do you guys think about this? Do you think we are going to get Pennywise? Did the teasers kind of make you feel that it was Pennywise? And if we don't get Pennywise, and maybe you felt that way, or maybe you didn't get that at all, how would you feel? Like I said, at the end of the day, the most valuable and important opinion is your own. So make sure you let me know down in the comments down below. Again, thank you for all the love and support here on the second channel. We got this channel partnered with YouTube in just a week. Incredible. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, more content will be here. When I go to Montreal, I'm going to be doing a vlog. I'm going to see if I'm able to get any interviews tomorrow, probably on my stream or on my Discord. I'll let you guys know some more things that I'm allowed to share about what I'll be doing at the event. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, I got all this merch that I'm literally going to make some more now. If you want like to secure one for yourself and some extra goodies, let me know if you are coming to the Montreal event. Literally join my Discord, at me, and say, hey, I'm coming to the Montreal event. That simple. And yeah, that is pretty much all I got for you guys today. It's going to be interesting if we don't get Pennywise. That's all I'm saying. We'll have to wait and see. As always, I'm the King. I did my grounds, you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.